country, welcome. Have you ever wanted to just simply stamp a card? Well, I made this little pocket card a few weeks ago. I'll have the directions for that. But this card, I simply wanted to stamp a scene. It's a one-layer card. It easily slides into the envelope and can be mailed. And it's just for the love of stamping. I'm using the Snowfront stamp set by Stampin Up. It has all sorts of trees and mountains and water, cabins and deer. I'm using shimmery white cardstock. It's a little bit thicker and, as the name implies, it has a shimmer. I've cut that 11 inches by 4 1/4 and I scored it at 5 1/2. And now we're going to simply begin stamping. I'm using shaded spruce ink. You'll notice that I have some of the larger trees in the front and I work back to the smaller trees so that it looks like the larger trees are closer up. Now when you're stamping, you want to tap, tap, tap. You'll notice that I'm stamping once and then stamping again, so you sort of have a light and a dark tree. I'm going to do that fairly often. Sometimes I'll stamp a third one because I like an odd number. And I'm trying to create a woodsy scene. This is a little bit smaller. But you can see the woods beginning to take shape. And then we're going to use soft suede ink because I want to add a pair of deer. They're just a welcome addition in this woodsy scene. Now I want to sort of anchor the deer and also make it look like a snowy scene. So I'm using Seaside spray ink. I'm just stamping this little squiggle. The blue mixed with the white sort of makes it look like a snowy scene. This is gray granite ink. Don't be afraid to stamp off of your card. I wanted a few trees without their leaves, so it's sort of a mixed woods. Next, we're going to stamp the cabin with the gray granite. Love this little cabin. And how about a snowman? We'll use, let's see if I can find the right one. We're going to use Seaside spray ink. And I want to change his hat color to gray. So I'm just using the brush tip of my gray marker to add his little cap. Simple, simple. And then we'll add another deer. Just going to stamp one. The other one's going to be off. And then we'll start using some of the medium and small trees. And I also have a cluster of trees that we're going to use. Again, I'm using the shaded spruce. So we're doing a clump. Leave some white space because you want it to look like snow. We'll add some individual trees. Oh, here's another little stamp with some of the Seaside spray, the blue, to make it look like snow. More trees. Just have fun with this. Create your scene, don't overthink it, and no scene has to look exactly the same. From card to card, it can look different. I'm going to use the Seaside spray. I'm also going to put my sentiment up here. And some more trees. And just stamp until it looks good. You want to use a couple different sizes so that it doesn't look like the same exact tree everywhere. Looks a little too even. Let's add another tree or two. Much better. Now I did break from the Snowfront and I'm using the Colorful Seasons for my sentiment. You can grab your sentiment from wherever you want. I'm going to ink that up with Night Navy ink, and it says thinking of you. Wasn't that simple? Now there's one more thing. I love glistening snow. Has a little bit of dew on it, and you can see it glistening. So I'm using the my Stella pen and just brushing that lightly over my stamped images. Now, if your ink is still wet, it may run a little bit, so you'll need to be a little bit careful. Yeah, I did it a little bit on the trees, but that's okay. It looks great. And this gives it a nice shimmer, glimmer. It Just looks like the snow is sparkling. I don't know if you can see that or not. So go ahead, create a card of your own. You can see how simple you can do these cards in minutes. If you like this video, be sure to like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. See that glimmer? Thanks so much, and have a fabulous day.